I had been busy, lots of demos, which is positive, and lots of client conversations. So we've got quite a few prospects who are interested based on the demo, which is nice. Okay, so can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay. So obviously the dashboard, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to show you if I go to the system administration menu, and then now we've got all the menu options here as well. Because a
Okay.
few customers said, well, prospects said that they would like to see these as well, so I've re-added them basically. I wanted to show you the scenario recorder, which is pretty cool. So we can do the task recorder, create a recording, give it a name. I'll put today's date. Okay. So the task recorder is like an out-of-the-box functionality, but you can use it coupled with this My module to find out what the entry points are for
Yeah.
particular roles. I mean, sorry, if you wanted to create a new role and you wanted to have access to a particular part, you can see it's actually is making a list of everything here. So click on parent roles. I could add a reference. So I add accounts payable clerk. So that's the concept. So we'll do stop, and we can save the scenario. So this is the button in our module. So save scenario, and what it does, it creates a list of all the steps that you did and shows you the entry points. So step one, you went to the dashboard, you clicked on the custom pane, you clicked on custom role pin, etc., etc. So with that information, you can quite quickly create a role which has those elements as entry points. So if we're in here and we say, okay, let's create a new role. Let's call it lower sec admin as an example. Click OK. Click on custom because I want to actually pin that role so I can kind of work with it. So go into privileges. I'll create a new privilege. So call it lower sec admin priv. That's a privilege. I mean, obviously the name's arbitrary, but I like to keep them in sync so they're kind of easily traceable, really. So
Yeah.
creating that privilege, click on here, add some display buttons, so add reference. So the first one I want to do is I want to add this so they can actually access the dashboard. So if we go in here and we search for that display item, there you go, add it. Give them full access potentially. Okay, go back in here. In fact, by giving them that, they can have access to everything in that particular form. So that's the process. Then you can actually publish the role with a privilege. So publish all. And that's it. So, it could take you kind of minutes to, like work out the entry points. Now, sometimes, because I was demonstrating this to a company in Saudi Arabia a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And basically they wanted to know how to hide the confirmation button in the um, purchase order screen. Now, I couldn't find the entry point which was shown when I captured that. Okay. So it's a bit
Yeah.
annoying, but you can work around it. So, for example, if I take off this clear this. Come on. Clear. Okay, sorry, this database has been refreshed, so that scenario is lost. But if I go to all purchase orders, for example, so yeah, and I show you the problem that I had, then how to find the workaround. Yeah, so essentially with the scenario recorder, it sometimes doesn't give you, well, it gives you all the information, but you can't find it as an entry point when you try to create the privilege with the display item. So I'm going to show you a way that we could work around that to find the entry point.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this form hasn't been open for a while, it kind of like does a lot of caching in the background. That's like the
Right.
standard way D365 works. So we just have to
What
bear
form
with
are you
for.
trying to? What form are we waiting for?
We're waiting for this purchase orders form to
Okay.
open. Okay, here we are.
Yeah.
So if, for example, we click on this one, we can see there's a confirm button here. So let's
Yeah.
just say return to screen, sorry, return to the task recorder, create a new recording. I don't want to save this. Create a new recording. Let's call it no purchase order confirmations as an example. So click in here. And then if we click on the confirm button, right, because we're here, so it's going to be very quick. So it's going to open up a dialog where you can confirm that particular purchase order. So then
Okay.
it can go through the process within the system. So yeah, we have to wait a second. Okay, so you've got here click confirmation, so that's fine. So we cancel this because we got the information we need. So now we can stop this, save the scenario, and you'll see that there's a button here called update purchase order. So click on here, we go back into here, and let's say we're going to create a new role. So no PO confirmations. Okay, cool. We'll add a new priv. So no PO confirm priv. Okay. And then we do look what we were doing before by adding the display menu item. So if I go in here and I say add reference, and I want to add that particular button, okay? Now it
Yeah.
won't find it. Yeah. Yeah. So then, okay, so what can you do? How can you work around this particular scenario? Well, if you go back into here, you can close this, go back into purchase orders. Every form, if you have system admin rights, which I do, you have access to security diagnostics. This is out of the box, okay? So then you can see all the roles which have access to this particular functionality. And also the
Right. Yeah.
duties. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
can work backwards. Yeah. So let's just say, for example, we take this one. Yeah. And then we go and we'd say duplicate this. and we go into our Security Explorer, and we look for that particular duty. So we go on here, try to find that duty. Okay, it doesn't find it, so we reset. There you go. It didn't find it
Right.
because the set was also automatically filtered based on your last search. So here we
Right.
know if we add this duty, we'll have access to all this functionality here. Yeah. So if we pin that guy, we can see we have approved purchase orders. So we could either add that privilege into our role, or we could add this duty, which is linked, and that's a way of building a role using some of the standard functionality of D365 coupled with the power of my module. Any questions?
No, that's fantastic.
Okay, excellent. I had to go now because I've got another meeting coming up in about 5-10 minutes I need to prepare for. Have a good day.
Okay, we'll catch up soon.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, HRL. Cheers now. Bye.
Thanks, Norman. Okay, bye.